Hi ladies and gents. Today you will be creating a play that will simulate a town meeting during colonial times. So here is the issue that this town meeting will revolve around. The current meeting house, or place that your town meets in to discuss different issues, is becoming too small to accommodate all of the people who want to attend these meetings. Women and slaves usually sit along the outside walls of the meeting house in order to hear what's going on, even though they can't participate. Due to a large number of new residents in the town, many people are asking that a new and larger meeting house be built that could have an upstairs gallery to hold the women and slaves who are observing the town meetings. However, there are many people in the town who do not wish to pay the taxes needed to build a new meeting house. Remember that in order for a town to build something new, like update their roads or build a new schoolhouse or library or meeting house in this case, extra taxes have to be paid by everyone who lives in the town in order to afford this new construction. So here's our first character. His name is Silas Frank. Silas is a large landowner. That means he's very wealthy. He has a lot of slaves and a lot of outbuildings, meaning he probably has some livestock buildings. He also would have homes for his slaves to live in that would probably be very basic homes. He thinks that the meeting house is fine the way it is now, and he does not want to pay more taxes to build a new meeting house. He doesn't care if women can't attend the meetings when it is too crowded. He believes that women should stay in their homes anyway. Our next character is John Martinson. He's the town's shoemaker, so he's an artisan. That means he's skilled with working with his hands on this particular item, in this case, shoes. He thinks that the meeting house is too small and that a new one should be built. He doesn't have a lot of money since he's just an artisan, but he doesn't mind paying the increased taxes for a new meeting house because it's important to the town. Then we have Paul Randolph. Now, he's a small farmer who lives on the outer edge of town, so he'd be poorer. He would not be able to afford extra taxes. Remember that family farmers did not have a lot of extra money. He thinks that the town's tax money could be spent in better ways than building a new meeting house. So instead of a meeting house, he actually wants them to build a different common area for the town, like a place for farmers to sell their crops, which this would benefit Paul since he is a family farmer. Then he could sell anything extra that he has in this new common area to make extra money. Samuel Cooper is a large landowner with a lot of money and property. He actually enjoys going to the town meetings with his wife, and he thinks it's terrible that she has nowhere to sit during these meetings. So he's eager to pay the new taxes that are required to build a new meeting house. And he's even willing to pitch in a little extra tax money. Peyton Meir. He's the town's candle and soap maker. So again, we have another artisan who specializes in a skill. He doesn't think a new meeting house is necessary. Instead, he would rather see a new rule go into effect, which is whoever gets there first gets a seat. He thinks that the current meeting house will just have to do because he works hard for his money and he doesn't want to spend more of it on taxes. George Newton is a former indentured servant. That means he used to work for a family because he had signed a contract agreeing he would for that family to pay for his trip to the New World. But now, he is a small landowner and farmer. He thinks it's a great idea to collect extra taxes for a new meeting house. He's very proud of this town and he's worked very hard to get where he is today. He thinks that this meeting house should be the best one the town could build. So here's your job. We've gone through those 6 characters. George, the former indentured servant, but now a landowner and farmer who wants a new meeting house and thinks it should be amazing. Peyton, who's an artisan who does not have a lot of money and says it's just going to have to do. Samuel Cooper, who's a large and wealthy landowner who enjoys going to the meetings with his wife, and he wants a new meeting house. He's even willing to pitch in extra money. Paul, who's a small farmer who lives on the outer edge, who says, no meeting house, but I would go for a common area to sell crops. John Martinson, who's an artisan, a shoemaker, he thinks that a new one should be built, and even though he doesn't have a lot of money, he doesn't mind paying the extra taxes. And then we have Silas, the large landowner with slaves who's very wealthy, but he doesn't want to pay taxes to build a new meeting house. He thinks things are fine the way they are, and he doesn't care if women are there to attend or not. Let's go back to our job. You'll need to create a script in Google Classroom. I have a Google Doc linked there for you, where each person talks at least twice. Now remember that it is a debate, and when a person speaks in your play, they need to have reasons to support their opinions. So when Silas speaks as an example, make sure that you say, I do not want a new meeting house. I think it's fine the way it is now. I don't want to have to pay extra taxes. So remember to review the personalities of these people using the Google Slides presentation I've also attached in Google Classroom. Again, a script, it's like a play, so you'll write the person's name and then what they say. Give it a space, the next person's name, and what they say to respond to the first person. So again, you'll probably have at least 12 sentences because there are 6 white men participating in this town meeting, as it would have been during colonial times, and each person will speak twice. You might have more sentences, and that's even better, but 12 is the minimum. Thanks for watching. Good luck.